Constituents with the ability to become major donors require special attention. ResultsPlus is designed to help you build relationships with these constituents, one step at a time. The first step involves collecting as much information as possible about the person. This might include learning about their interests, their background, and who their friends and associates are. You can store much of this information on a General Information tab. The more information you gather and enter into ResultsPlus, the more you'll know about the best way to get to know the person, build a strategy, and eventually to frame the ask. For the purposes of this tutorial, we'll identify an imaginary constituent named Jean Chang. Jean is a psychiatrist in private practice. We know she loves scuba diving and opera. She's married to Mr. Blake Martin. She also happens to be a graduate of our school. We've noted all this on her General Information tab. Now we need a plan. We need a specific cultivation strategy, one designed strictly for Dr. Chang. We know she has the potential to make a sizable gift. We just need to move her from her current relationship with our organization, small donor, to a more serious relationship, major donor. ResultsPlus has a specific area for plans of this type. It's called cultivation data. To work with Dr. Chang's cultivation data, we'll click the corresponding link on her executive summary. On her Cultivation Data tab, we see settings for contact codes, mail, phone, and email, as well as a list of contact records for Dr. Chang. The first thing we probably want to do is change the contact codes so that we can control the contacts carefully. First, we'll change the mail code to no mail. We'll do the same thing with the phone and email codes. We'll change the cultivation status to needs further cultivation. Projected giving is an important field. It allows us to set a target ask amount and to group prospective major donors together based on their capacity to give. We'll set Dr. Chang's projected giving amount to $50,000. Now it's time to record our strategy. We'll click Strategy Cultivators to work with that information. Let's zoom in. The Strategy Notepad is a large open area where you can enter a great deal of information. You can add a timestamp to this information, search it, and print it, and of course, edit and erase it. A key part of our strategy will be to employ other people who might be able to help us. We call these people cultivators. For example, we know that Dr. Chang is a good friend of Dr. James Will, who happens to be a champion of our cause. Dr. Chang is also related to another one of our constituents, Bernice Babcock. Bernice is the aunt of Dr. Chang's husband, Blake Martin. To add cultivators, we'll click the Cultivators option. First, we want to note the connection with Dr. Will. We'll click the green plus sign to add a new cultivator. Now we'll look up Dr. Will's constituent record. ResultsPlus will ask us to explain why we think Dr. Will might serve as a good cultivator of Dr. Chang. Because the doctors know each other fairly well, we're going to consider Dr. Will to be potentially very influential with Dr. Chang. We've now got one cultivator on our list. Let's do the same with our other cultivator, Bernice Babcock. We'll click the Add New Cultivator button again. Look up Bernice's constituent record. and add the reason we think she might be a good cultivator. Now we have both potential cultivators on the list. If additional cultivators come to light, we can add them later. Let's return to the strategy view. Now we'll start recording our strategy. We'll start by adding a timestamp. Then we'll make our first entry. For now, let's save this entry. We'll click Save and Close on the ribbon. As we develop our strategy, we can add entries to the strategy notepad. If we date stamp each one, we can correlate our notes with our contact entries. We can create a complete record of where we're going and where we are currently. Anyone else looking at Dr. Chang's cultivation data will know exactly what's going on and whether or not they should interfere. Eventually, you will get to the ask after having laid the groundwork over a period of time. You still need to do your own planning and talking. But as you juggle multiple prospects, major donors, and other responsibilities, ResultsPlus will give you the tools you need to optimize your chances for success. The tools you can use include places to store information as wide-ranging as interests, profession, income class, spouse, and projected giving amount, access to Wealth Engine data, links to prospective cultivators, a historical record of all contacts, gifts, pledges, and membership activities, a place to record and update your ongoing strategy, control over mailings and other solicitations, and cultivation status. This completes the tutorial on implementing a cultivation strategy.